We are back, baby, for another episode of What Are We Drinking? And today we are here with Jack Traynor. Welcome. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Traynor?
yeah, Traynor, yeah.
Okay, I was worried because it's
got a few different pronunciations there.
Y-O-R, right? Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Do I want to know?
No, everyone's like, is it Traynor? Is it Traynor?
Yes.
It's like if you put that Aussie slang on the back end of it,
Yeah.
you've got it perfectly. Traynor. It should be Trayna.
Okay, yeah, exactly. It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not even your parents' fault because they didn't even pick their surname, right?
No.
So we can't even blame them.
No.
Anyway, whatever. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So
It's great to be here.
exciting. And thank you for taking the time to come all the way up from Wollongong.
No, it's fine. It wasn't a bad drive.
How long did it take you this morning?
Hour and 15.
Okay, that's not
So it
bad.
wasn't too bad. Had a coffee on the way up here, so it made it better.
Yeah, it's actually a beautiful drive, right?
Yeah.
Did you come Picton Road?
Yeah. Picked and rode up onto the Hume.
Yeah,
And
okay.
straight
No one
through.
knows what the fuck we're talking
No,
about.
not at all.
It's a beautiful, fresh drive for those of you that don't know. So this show is called What Are We Drinking? So we always get our guest to pick our drink.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are we drinking?
We've gone with red wine.
With red wine.
Yeah.
For
Look,
everybody that's wondering, it is 10 a.m. here in Sydney. And I mean, I always say as long as it's 10 a.m. somewhere, I mean, it's a little bit early.
it's a little bit early, but
A little bit
hey.
early. And so actually, interestingly enough, before you picked red wine, our beautiful friends, I suppose we can call them now, they just found us on Instagram from Mon Cherie, which is how I just think it should be pronounced. I'm not sure if it is, kind of like Traynor, have sent us a beautiful red wine.
Amazing.
So I thought
Why not?
we'd give that a crack.
Why not?
All right.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. No, I'm not much of a red wine drinker. I'm more of a bubbles kind of girl.
So you're open to conversion?
I always think it smells like vinegar, but it doesn't smell too bad. All right. How do we pour red wine? Oh, fuck. That could have
been backfired.
And also, I never thought I would ever allow anybody to drink red wine on
Oh, I feel special.
a white lounge. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Pass us your glass there, Jack.
Beautiful. I mean, 10 o'clock's early.
Am I pouring it right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You can't mess up red wine.
You can't?
No,
Really?
not at all.
All right, let's get under here.
I promise I won't spill it.
Oh, yes, you do.
I'm wearing a
Actually-
white shirt too, so that's even
Actually,
worse.
that would be, who was here last time that spilled something red on themselves? Chris, what did he spill? Beetroot juice. So we don't have a good track record. So, I thought you were going to sit without me. I was like,
God, no.
oh my God, it's so rude.
God, no.
All right. Hold on 1 second. All right, you ready?
Yeah,
Chummy chum.
there we go.
Okay, what do you do? Sniff and show me how you do
No,
it.
if it's poured, it should be fine to go. Swirl it around a little bit.
Swirl, yeah.
Call it aerating it. Which
Is
is
that what you call it?
so be it.
I took my
Doesn't
three
taste any
girlfriends to
different.
the Hunter Valley. I don't even drink wine, don't like wine, but I took my 3 girlfriends for a wine tour the other week. It's very interesting. Like, can you taste the green apple? I'm like, no, it still tastes
No.
like vinegar. All right.
Alrighty.
All right, ready?
You ready?
And then you sniff it.
Smells
Okay.
like vinegar to you, doesn't it?
It actually smells quite fruity. All right, here we go.
I
Oh,
like that. It's nice.
that tastes like red cordial.
That's dangerous.
That's probably
I like that. What's that bottle? Mon Cherie.
Mon Cherie. I don't know if it's how you pronounce it, but you definitely said like then I was like
I like it.
Mon Cherie.
Add that Aussie bogan into it.
Exactly.
I like
and
it.
Enjoy it chilled over ice or sparkling. Wow. I don't know how you
Interesting.
add sparkling to it.
That's
but,
not normally something I'd go for either, and that's quite
that is
nice.
really nice. And I promise you, I don't drink red.
No, it's good.
Okay, now this is going to sound really stupid. Is it Merlot or is it Merlot?
Merlot.
Okay. Knew it was probably something classy like that.
It's all right. You do the bourbon
All right.
onto it.
Now, I
It's good.
always ask Solly, you know this,
Here we go.
what does Merlot say about Jack?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if Jack's drinking Merlot, here's what it could say about him. He's chill but confident. Merlot's smooth, easygoing, and not trying too hard. It's the wine someone who's comfortable in their own skin doesn't need to flex. Okay. You're a balanced thinker. Merlot is all about balance, not too bold like Shiraz, not too light like oh my God, all these Pinot.
Pinot.
Is that how you say it? Yeah. Pinot. It often suits people who like harmony, diplomacy. Yeah, that'll do. And can see both sides of a conversation. You're emotionally intelligent. It's a let's go deep but keep it grounded kind of drink. Great for meaningful chats. Perfect for our podcast setting.
There we go.
Sully, you nail this every time. You're loyal and genuine. So Merlot people tend to be steady. They value connection. Interesting about your name, Caffeine Connections.
Funny
Caffeine
that.
Connections, trust and real conversation. And finally, their taste with a hint of romance. They probably appreciate the finer things, a little sentimental streak, but nothing over the top. What do you think?
I think Sully's pretty cool.
Yeah? Sully's
got it spot on.
I know, honestly. And it's funny what a drink can say about somebody,
Absolutely.
right?
I thought I was going to say like I'm a posh prick or something.
Yeah. No, even with them one chatty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got your drink. We know who you are, but how about you tell us a little bit about, who you are, what you're about, what you do in our sector.
Cool. So obviously working for Care Done Differently down in Wollongong. I, started out in aged care, so I've always had that kind of caring background. Did aged care for 10 and a half years.
Wow.
Through different agencies down in Wollongong. Then had a little bit of a stint in New South Wales Health, and then got into disability support with another company in Wollongong, and then found my home with Care Done Differently. Care Done Differently, we're in need of a BDM. Mm-hmm. So Hannah, the boss of Care Done Differently, she actually attended my Caffeine Connections back in January of this year, and her waters broke at my Caffeine Connections. And then it was so happened that I was looking for a new job at the time, and she was in need of someone to go out and do her events and community work, and here comes Jack in for a coffee and like, hey, I can provide that service for you, since I kind of induced your birth of your child. So yeah, worked for Care Done Differently now, BDM now for 9.5 months, and going great guns.
Okay. Let's plug Care Done Differently. What do they do?
Absolutely. Well, we do your 4 core supports. So there's community access, nursing. We do Auslan services as well for the deaf community down in Wollongong.
Okay.
So trying to bridge that gap and, create a space for them to feel understood and seen.
I love that.
And we also your assistant daily living as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And based in Wollongong?
Based in Wollongong, but we do service, the Southern Highlands, Southern Sydney, and Shoalhaven as well.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. So that's sort of parameter.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there is Caffeine Connections.
Yes.
I said that right, yeah?
Yes,
Not
Caffeine
Connections.
No.
Caffeine Connections.
No, it does get introduced by different names every now and then.
Kind of like Traynor.
But yeah, I am quick to correct.
Okay.
But yeah, Caffeine Connections was started in January of 24. Solely because there wasn't an all-inclusive kind of networking event that was relax and cut the bullshit. It was not your 30-second elevator pitch event. It was a come and connect. If I always say the networking isn't finished just because the networking event is. It's continued after the event. So with people coming to Caffeine Connections, they're taking that 2 hours out of their morning of a Monday morning, which is our busiest mornings sometimes, to come and connect with people in the local area. So down in Wollongong, you had your support coordinator alliances, you had your meetings for your allied health professionals, that sort of thing, but there wasn't somewhere that everyone could come to. And quite frankly, I made this to boost my own personal brand. But then it turned into something so much better, so much bigger. It turned into a movement or a community where people could come. We have our regulars all the time, but we also have the people that are coming in there that are in there for the first time, and they meet some new people, and then they become our regulars.
Amazing.
So it's become more of a community than an event, which is amazing, which is what I wanted. I don't charge for Caffeine Connections. I don't charge admittance. I don't make any money out of it. I simply did it because I wanted a community that could come together cut the bullshit, no anxiety around, a 30-second elevator pitch. It was, if you don't know somebody, I'll make sure you know them by the end of the day.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
And so what is it then? Like what does your event entail?
So honestly, you could come there with every intention of going, I need to find an OT, or I need to find a support coordinator, or I want to link with a support coordinator in Wollongong. Or you could come there and just catch up. It's honestly there's no obligation to do anything you don't want to. So you could come for the full 2 hours, you come for 20 minutes. It just depends on what you want to do and what you feel comfortable with. It's just all around that inclusivity.
Yeah.
So, we have participants that come along. We have, OTs, support coordinators, we have your CEOs, and they do come along because it's getting so much traction, especially Penrith. We started with Wollongong once a month, and then we added Penrith to it on the third Tuesday of every month. And it's getting so much more traction as it's being spoken about. I went to that Sydney Expo up at Darling Harbour, and I had someone come up to me and go, hey, you're the Caffeine Connections guy. Yeah, I am. That's awesome. I love it because people are notifying it, or they're hearing about it, which is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I love that.
As I said before, I'm not out to make money out of it. I'm out to build personal branding, and I'm out to build people around me as well. So if I can help someone else that's new to the sector, that's a new BDM, because I was entrusted into a position where, I wasn't given guidance to see how it was, but then once I found out, okay, I need to build a personal brand. I never knew about personal brand. And then I'm like, look, my personal brand is everything, because someone will buy me before they buy my brand. So if I'm not getting along with somebody, they're not going to continue that conversation. So if I can produce as a calm, open book that is there to help someone else, I would foster that relationship quicker than a 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah.
So
true. And you've never done marketing before,
No.
but you knew you needed a personal brand.
Absolutely.
Interesting. How did you know that?
I picked the brains of a few influential people in the sector, and basically they said, look, you've got a professional brand and a personal brand. Your professional brand is your business and who you work for and what you do. Personal brand is who you are, and you need to be able to come across as someone that's approachable, someone that's open, someone that's got a friendly smile on their face, rather than someone that's closed off and just worried about their 30-second elevator pitch or their KPIs. And, it's easy to pick out someone that's driven by their KPIs and that's their focus, rather than someone that is there to genuinely help someone grow, build a community, and is open to collaboration and working together.
And it's interesting because Care Done Differently is not your business, right?
No.
So you're an employee of Care Done Differently. Do you think that every employee still needs a personal brand?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and not just in the sales space,
No,
right? Which is where
no.
you would be considered
Yeah.
in sort of the generic industry name. Because I also think that, it's no longer just CEOs and business owners and entrepreneurs and all that kind of stuff that need a personal brand too. It's almost like every employee needs to have their own personal brand
Absolutely.
within the business, like
Absolutely.
their own little personal brand business within the business. And I think the best example of that we're seeing now in the wider community is hairdressers.
Yeah.
Right? Like in a hairdresser, it's no longer, come to
No.
Rachel Carey salon, right? It is, Billy, the, senior stylist that's got this personal brand that, you come to her for your gorgeous balayage, but it's no longer the actual business. Everyone has their own personal brand inside the business. So what would you say then, because you've done a personal brand now, or you're still working on your personal brand, to any sort of employee looking to start their personal brand, where would you say they start?
You need to get out in front of the faces. There's no point sending out cold emails or cold phone calls. What happens when the phone rings at 7 o'clock at night and you just sat down for dinner? You ignore it, or you pick up, hang up, because no one's there. You need to get out in front of the people. So if you're out in front of the faces of the people that you're wanting to connect with, you are so much better off than sitting behind a computer, because you're taking the time out of your day to make an effort to connect with people. And then once you've done that, everyone's going to go, okay, I remember that guy because we spoke about blah, blah, blah. It's like when I go to an expo. So we had the DEC expo in Wollongong on Friday last week. And what I do is when I get a company card, I'll write something on that company card of what we've spoken about. And then once I get back to the office, I'll sit behind the computer for 2 hours, send out emails, and they'll be personalised emails, no chat GPT bullshit. Don't get me wrong, I use it.
Yeah, I mean, Solly helps me with
Like
all
it's
my
amazing.
emails, yeah.
But you need to be seen as being personal because no one, like if you get them, I get them all the time. You know, oh, we've got capacity to provide OT or SDA in this area. Yeah, awesome. Don't need it. You've taken 2 seconds to copy and paste that. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Or it goes to the junk. But if you can provide a personal email to such and such, great to see you at such and such, awesome to hear about what you do, blah, 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 in the sector. You know, it would be great to catch up with you. I know you mentioned you're needing blah, blah, blah. Let's catch up next week for a coffee. You know, if you can provide that personalized approach rather than a robotic approach, you'll be so much more connected with that person. But that's when your personalized brand comes into it. You know, I think I'm in a good seat here with Caffeine Connections and people connecting me with that. But also people are connecting with the account differently because inadvertently I'm the face of the company. I'm the guy you see at expos. I'm the guy you see out in the street with a shirt on, and you know I'm the guy that's posting on his socials, posting on Instagram, TikToks, you know everything. So if you can provide that personal brand to people that people are going to connect with, awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I agree. I love that you've got that personalized approach because I'm the same. It's always you give your a card and then you get it was so nice to see you at X Expo and you just know that that's going out to the 400 other people that shared their business card, right? So I really like that personalized approach. And obviously being a BDM, how do you think that when you go out to these networking events, you know, like I'm sure you've seen the worst of the worst and you've seen the greatest sort of introductory or somebody coming giving their elevator pitch or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best way to make a meaningful connection with somebody that you're meeting for the first time?
It depends where you are. So, you know, I've always said that each event has its purpose. You know, you've got your events that are an expo style where you've got 40 odd tables and you're walking around going to and from, and you've got community events, which you see a lot of your carers and your participants at. And then you've got, you know, your speed dating events, which is amazing if you want to meet the foundation of the NDIS, so your support coordinators, your OT, your providers. It changes for me every time. You know, at some I will give my 30-second elevator pitch. At some I'll ask what they're here for, what they're looking for. Because if I can't help them, I'm going to refer them to somebody who can. And that's the power of your network and your personal brand. If you've connected with people and you can't help, you want to refer on because you don't want that person going without care. So for me, it definitely changes from wherever I am to whoever I'm speaking to. You know, if I'm speaking to a support coordinator, my pitch will be different to an OT. You know, if I'm speaking to an OT, my pitch will be different to a plan manager. Just depends because you got to see it as, you know, your time is valuable. You know, if you're there giving a 30-second elevator pitch, you know, it's only 30 seconds, but that time is valuable. You know, you got to mold what you talk about to the person sitting in front of you.
So give me an example then on how you might change your pitch from a support coordinator to an OT. What would be the difference?
Basically, if I'm sitting back and I've got an OT in front of me and a support coordinator in front of me, you know, if I've got clients or participants that are over an OT, I'm speaking to that OT. You know, but then I'll still make time for the support coordinator because obviously at the end of the day, everyone hates it in this sector, sales. You know, we're all in it for sales at the end of the day, but we're all also into it for referrals and to build that referral base for our companies, right, as a BDM. So obviously a support coordinator is where you get the bulk of your referrals from or a plan manager. So speaking to a support coordinator, I will give that 30-second elevator pitch or, you know, I'll explain what we've got going on at our company or what's new, or if I've seen that support coordinator before and I've got a decent relationship with that support coordinator, I'll go into that friendly approach of, hey, how you doing? You know, how was your weekend? this is what we've got going on new. What's new with you guys? How are you guys going? How's business? That sort of thing. So it does definitely change. But also it changes when if someone approaches me and they've got their head down, they don't want to be there, then I'm trying to perk them up. I'll try and crack that joke or just try and be bubbly and, inviting. That's where our marketing stuff comes into play too.
Yeah.
We've got giveaways and, that sort of stuff too. So it definitely depends on who we've got in front of us. And, at the end of the day, our time's valuable. So we've got to try and get as much out of that time with them as we can. And that time might be 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I also try and shift our sales team narrative. Is that you say everyone's there for sales, right? It's more like actually everyone's there for service because, everyone there has, in most instances, a great service to provide, and that requires you to sell your service.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But it is service first.
Yeah.
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 And so if you've got a solution that's going to solve somebody else's problem, it's actually your duty to sell it to them. And if you don't, you're doing that person, particularly if they're living with a disability, a disservice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And simultaneously, I always say to my sales team as well, was that imagine that you were just going to meet this person for the first time and you were taking them out on a date. Would you be like, hey, my name's Rachel and I'm pretty and I live in Western Sydney. I have 2 children. I sometimes am crazy. Just thought I should share that with you. In the first 2 seconds of meeting with you, I go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm also really nice and sometimes I'm self-aware and blah, blah, blah. You just wouldn't.
No.
Right? You would sit down, you'd be like, hey, tell me about yourself, and you'd have this beautiful, open, flowing dialogue, yet we treat sales like we need to go in and give our 15-second elevator pitch, right? Rather than just trying to get to know the individual, right?
Absolutely.
Because naturally what's going to come from that conversation is they're going to say, I either really enjoyed that conversation, I learned something about this person, or you've just found out what their problems are.
Yeah.
And then if you've got a solution either, like you said, within the organization that you work for or with someone within your referral networks, you have a beautiful opportunity to solve this person's problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that can just happen through a fluid conversation. You don't need to go in there and be like, hey, we're the supported independent living specialists and we've got these great SDO homes, vertical models, concierge, heard about it? They're like,
No.
I've got no interest in moving out of home, you know what I mean? Or I own my own home or whatever. So you've just gone and told them something that isn't even applicable to them, So
I think that's where the introduction of, hey, what brings you here today? Why, what brings you to the door? What are you actually after? That's where it comes down to personalizing that approach. And I mean, if, sometimes you can pick up on exactly what they need from a 10-second conversation.
Totally.
And that's where, the follow-up afterwards comes in handy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a person that I've met in the last 6 months that hasn't received an email after I've had a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Just to see if they need anything else, if there's something else they want to have a chat about, or if we can catch up for a coffee.
But also, don't you think if you lead with the intention to sell, sales just never happen?
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't.
I almost
it happens by chance sometimes.
Yeah, it's almost like in some instances, it's like that really annoying salesperson that you end up just giving a sales to just to get them to fuck off,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
That's forced sales never works,
No.
And I also think I always suggest just leading with value too. If you've got something valuable to share, or you can give them something for nothing, then just do that.
And I think with expos these days, you're dealing with 150 people a day. So it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to go home and oh shit, I need a couple of days just to unwind. And by that time, sometimes you forget about what you've spoken about.
Yeah.
But I think with, you just got to personalize it and give them something to remember you by.
And so that's a really good point, right? Because let's use an expo, for example. There's 300 stalls there, all offering, NDIS services. We've only got a certain amount of registration groups. A participant or a support coordinator is wandering around that room having, 200 different conversations. How do you stand out?
It's interesting because it's different for everybody. So I think where I would stand out, I'm the big, balded, tattooed, bearded guy. That's probably the loudest in any room.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's about 5 or 6 people in this industry that can match my loudest in any room.
I would definitely be one of those people.
Definitely one of those people.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, with that personalised approach, I will give you something to remember me by. You know, whether it's our merch, whether it's, you know, whether it's a bit of information or whether it's my business card that I've written my personal number on. You know, it's a way to connect individually. You know, because you've got to connect individually on an individual basis. You can't keep going and doing the same thing for every person that walks up to your table. It just doesn't work. You know, but I think for me to stand out, you know, I'll wear the big country boots. I'll wear the black shirt with my name on it with something that's, you know, that's outlandish. Like I'll be there dancing around with one of our tumblers, or you know, giving out blocks of chocolate, or you know, getting down with the kids and giving out balloons and that sort of stuff. So it just depends. Depends on the room, depends on the expo.
Yeah.
Because some expos, you know, you go there and it's quite, you know, you stand behind the table and that's your spot. And it's kind of the being the out there person isn't what they want.
Yeah. So it's not specifically about the big things. Oh my God. It's more for those of you at home who don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I have 2 Band-Aids on my feet, so I'm trying to hide them, and they're grandma Band-Aids. It's not about the big, like, outlandish things. Sometimes they're just those 1%ers,
Those
like
1%ers, yeah.
wearing your name on your T-shirt.
Absolutely. It's like, you know, as I said, being personalised. So on Friday I had a mother walk in, and it was a quiet hour at the end of the expo, and she walked in and she sat her little son down, put earphones on him, and, you know, that sensory overload type thing. Anyway, and I had blocks of chocolate and I had Rubik's Cubes left on my table, and he looked at the Rubik's Cubes, and I grabbed one, grabbed the block of chocolate, walked around, and I gave it to him, and he walked all the way around. There had about 42 tables there on Friday. So he walked all the way around and he's doing his cube, and he did not take his eyes off it. So for me, that's a win, because I've in some way helped that little boy, you know, in that room. And that was a busy room. That was 42 tables, over 300 people registered to that expo.
Wow.
So, you know, it was a busy room. It was Halloween too, so we had people dressed up as, you know, dinosaurs and witches and all that sort of stuff too. So it could potentially be a sensory overload.
Yes.
And, you know, I've helped him in some way.
Yeah.
So those little 1%ers that, you know, people always don't see, you don't always take credit for.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's personalised approach.
Yeah, but it's also like, if you're in this sector and you're not going to do those things, like you're not going to
you're in the wrong
support,
sector.
you're in the wrong sector, right? And
Absolutely.
It's interesting because, you know, I think, like anything in my world, I truly believe that it always just swings in roundabouts, right? Like, you be a good human and good things will come to you.
Yeah.
You know, you almost magnetize it, right? And I feel this way about so many things, money in particular. Like, everyone's always like, I never worry about money.
Yeah.
Right? I always say money is just fucking paper that gets printed, right? Like, if you actually looked at it like that, it's actually got no value, right? And because I don't give a shit about money, money just flows to me, right? Like, I don't worry about it. I don't think about it. I don't look at my bank balance, like, and everyone's like, how did you just, I feel like, oh, you won't believe it, but like 18 grand just dropped in my bank account. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, I just feel like it flows to me. And I've always been that, like, I'm abundant, you know? So I think that anything that is magnetized. But anyway, the reason why I say that is because often when I started earlier in my career, I would always do, you know, what people refer to as love jobs, you know, like, and I'd have, you know, a family member or a friend or someone that I'd met that was like, you know, they wanted to get on the NDIS, and I would just help them, right? And then later, without expecting anything in return, you know, and 4 years later, without knowing, they've just told somebody about me that now lives in one of our still homes. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, naturally, if you're just a good person, you just do good things in this world, then good things will come back to you. You know? So, and also this sector, if you're not that person, then get the fuck out, quite frankly.
And you found out quite quick.
Yes.
I feel in this sector.
Yes.
if you're in it for the wrong reasons, and I think that stigma around the NDIS being such a cash grab at the start was...
Oh, it isn't?
I wish it was.
You and me both, doll.
But look, I think with the NDIS and that stigma around being a cash grab, it was like so many people are getting into the sector and thinking they're going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. But they're doing the wrong thing, you know? So I think that's where the genuine people will stand out always. The people that are taking that 20 minutes out of their day to do love jobs will stand out, and they will be the ones that will be here in 5, 6, 7 year, 8 times because they are doing the right thing. They are here to genuinely help. And that's where I feel like my aged care background, because aged care is so selfless. You know, you're helping someone more times than not in that end of life stages. And it's selfless. Like, you're going to work, you're looking after somebody else's loved ones, you know. So coming into disability, it was, in that aspect, not much of a change because you're looking after someone else's loved ones. You're looking after someone that isn't able to get up and do what you can in the mornings. So I guess that's where the transition from aged care into disability wasn't that different. But also doing those 1%ers, you know, taking someone out for lunch, jumping back on the floor because you're short-staffed, and, you know, seeing exactly what your staff are doing. You know, it's great.
Totally.
It's great to do.
Totally. And so you said about Caffeine Connections, you said you don't want to make money from it. Now, I fucking hate when people say this to me. Why the fuck not?
I never set out to do it. I never set out to make money out of it.
But if you could monetize it, why wouldn't you?
Oh, if I could monetize it, great. And I can. And there's always been that thought in the back of my head to do it.
Yeah.
But at this point,
Jack Traynor, you and me are going to work on that after this conversation.
in this space, you know, I think this is where my caring nature comes out.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing the impact it's having, and I'm like, this is awesome. I'm so happy with this.
Yeah.
And from something that was built to boost my personal brand, that is now boosting other people's personal brands. Because it is literally a come, sit down, get a coffee, talk shit. Yeah. Like the other day in Penrith, we did not talk about the NDIS once. It was about genuine bullshit. And everyone had a great day. Everyone had a great time. They chatted about different things. Mind you, we do spend a little bit of time on, you know, what we're struggling with or what the industry's doing. But most of the time it's just bullshit. Yeah. And I'd like it to stay that way because it takes away that anxiety of going to a meeting where you've got to talk about your work, you've got to talk about your losses, or your wins, and you know, some people are comfortable with that, some people aren't. Yeah, I know, but I mean, you're creating a meaningful space where people can come and share, you know, time and connection. They can also share what they're doing in the space. They can, you know, share their wins, challenges, their services, whatever, right? But you still have to cater it. Yeah. You know, have room hire. You know, you've now just gone and acquired some merch which costs money, right? So it's like, it's beautiful that you want to do that from the goodness of your heart. You know what I mean? But actually you should be running it just like a business. Yeah. You know? I mean, look, I have taken steps, you know. Caffeine Connections is now a registered business. Yeah, it's a sole trader business, so I'm now a sole trader. The logo that has been rebranded, and I will do a name drop by Belle Kelly from Ring My Bell, lovely woman. She has rebranded my T-shirts and my brand, my logo now, so that logo is now registered and trademarked. Nice. So I've taken steps in that direction. And the idea was to basically, because we've shut down now Caffeine Connections for the year, and hopefully by February next year, it'll be some big changes. Amazing. Watch this space, hey? Watch this Caffeine Connections. And so, all right, let's talk about it because we're now running it like a business. We've just figured that out, obviously, in the last 3 seconds. And so let's talk about future plans for Caffeine Connection. Where is it in 3 to 5 years? 3 to 5 years. Look, in 3 years, I'd like to be New South Wales wide. Yeah. In 5 years, I'd like to be in Queensland as well. Nice, from the East Coast. Yeah, so basically I've had a lot of interest in Caffeine Connections in Central Coast, Newcastle and Brisbane. this is where personal branding comes into place as well.
Yeah, but look at that. People just want you to bring it to the town near
Yeah,
them.
I know. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's getting, the name's getting out there, and that's what's excelling this movement.
Yeah, and also our sector is craving connection,
Absolutely.
right? And places where they can go and connect with like-minded people that are in their local area, where they might have a service offering that might suit them or somebody that they know, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, like you said, there is obviously expos, and there's a whole bunch of other activities that you would do as a business development manager, and Caffeine Connections would be one element of that.
Absolutely.
Right? You need to have that, face-to-face physical interaction with human beings in
absolutely.
a human-led space.
And I think that's where, with my plans for Caffeine, it'd be something along the lines of having providers up and down the East Coast, that would be a business sponsor going, hey, I want you to bring your network to my day program.
Hear that? Here we go.
You
Now
know,
we'll get the
that sort of
entrepreneurial Jack coming out. Love it.
And then basically, I bring the network. I facilitate that networking event. They get to show off their SIL, their STA, their day program, whatever you want to do. And then basically work my way back down the East Coast.
Love
doing
that.
the exact same thing.
Oh my God, that's easy. Watch this space.
Yeah.
That'll be you next year. I can just see it now.
I'm that type of person that I speak, and Hannah will back me up on this. I say no, but next minute I'm like yes.
Well, I say yes. I never say no. So if you're ever looking to say no, just call me up and I'll make sure you say yes. And so you're a business development manager. You're in the sales space. You talked about going to expos and doing that other stuff. Now, where would you say if you got 100% of your day, and an element of that is going to face-to-face events, where else are you spending your time, or where do you think other business development people or in that sales space should spend their time?
Look, I think, like with my usual day, if I'm at an expo or at a community event, normally it's in Sydney, and I'll have a hour and a half, 2 hour trek home. I'm usually on the phone following up emails or leads, and then I'll spend. I think that BDM role suits me so well because it's so hybrid. So you can you do 3 hours in the morning, you do 4 hours in the afternoon, you might do another hour at night. And I think it's that chasing up those leads, chasing up those, those emails that, hey, have you got these staff available for these days? I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. But it's always paperwork, I think, and making those meetings for the next day or make those meetings for the next month. I like to be 3 months in advance.
And when you say meetings, are they like meetings with the intention to do business transaction?
Absolutely.
Or okay, all right.
Absolutely.
So you basically go to an event or you get a lead through the relevant source, wherever it's coming from, and then you'll call that lead and your first step will be to set up a time to meet them.
Absolutely.
Okay, and why is that?
Because I like to get on that personal approach. I feel look, Zoom, Teams meets, they've got their purpose. But if I want to know someone that I'm going to do business with, I want to buy them a coffee, get to know them. Because if we align, we're going to work a lot better. If we don't align and our values don't align, or, where our vision is different, we're going to butt heads either soon or later.
Yeah.
So I'd rather set up a coffee with somebody and get to know them, get to know their business, why they're here. It's like finding out your why. Why you do what you do, how you do what you do. And then if we can work well together, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I love that so much. It's so important how much your values align before you do transactions with anybody, right?
Yeah.
And you can quickly tell.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I just look at the website and I can tell. I don't even need to book that coffee, Jack. I'm like
it's a phone call and it's like that voicemail. It's like, oof, red flag.
Yeah. What is the cringiest thing you've seen at an expo? I mean, where do I start? But anyway.
Yeah, look, I've seen someone bring what are those people that shape the balloons?
I don't know.
Big long balloons. They shape them into dogs and
yeah.
Stuff.
There's probably what is it? Can someone Google it?
It's I can't think of it now.
Everyone's Googling. Who's going to be the fastest
Yeah,
to Google?
I can hear typing.
Who's going to be the
Jesus.
fastest to Google
Balloon twister, balloon modeler.
people for parties? Balloon people for parties. Yeah, that's right. It's
a balloon modeler, a balloon twister.
Yeah.
Twister sounds cool.
Clown.
Yeah, clown.
oh my god, look at this one, Moana. Tectic. Wait, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, some of them are pretty like incredible.
Okay, all right. So the balloon twisters.
Yeah, I
can't believe that's even a name.
I
would
walked
never
into an
have picked balloon
expo
twister.
and there was a balloon twister.
Yeah.
For a company that had never
Balloon twisted before?
no, that I'd never seen before. And then I found out they'd been in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so you're in the business for 2 weeks. It's your first expo, but you've literally got, I reckon it was a clown, like twisted balloons.
Yeah.
In a space of like 10 tables.
Yeah.
And you've got a community event coming through.
Yeah.
Kids loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just watching them and it was like the sound and you're trying to talk to people and it was a quiet room. So all you can hear is balloons twisting and then popping because kids are popping them. I'm just like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it myself, but interesting.
You know what, Rai? Note this down as as my next marketing
Next to
genius
Lara,
idea.
next to Lara
Let's go.
Expo.
Let's do interviews on the cringest things that people see in the NDIS expos. Honestly, I've got so many, but I'll just use one, and it's similar to yours. I think that we are in a person-led space, right? Yeah. And we are not a fucking Wiggles concert, right?
No.
But yet everybody seems to treat the NDIS or like day programs like they're going to play school, right? And like, why would I want to go do a what are they? A lolly counting jar, right? Like count how many lollies there are in the jar, like just to get my name on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
I mean.
I
don't really want 250 lollies that bad, right? To get you barraged by your email. But there's so many other examples of that. And I'm just like, be better people.
I think people, and this is what I see with different expos, because obviously I go to the community expos. I don't go to the aged care because we don't do aged care, but I go to the community expos where you get a lot of your families, your clients, that sort of thing come through. But then you go to like your provider network expos and it's so different because the same people will come there, but they'll tailor their stalls or their giveaways to the expo. You know, and I think with Count Differently, we stick to what we know. We know we've got our tumblers, our chocolate now, which is great. But then our pens, our magnets, that sort of stuff. But then you'll see when we go to a community expo, we'll bring out the Rubik's Cubes and the rulers and that sort of stuff. For
perfect.
Kids. The crayons, the pencils, the colouring in.
That Moncherie one is actually pretty fucking cool.
It's not bad, is it?
My God.
Quite enjoying it. At 10 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, it's now 10:47, relax. It's legally allowed now.
But yeah, look, it's just, you see some pretty outlandish stuff and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Turn it down a bit. Yeah. You're still providing services to the NDIS.
And that's probably more to the point, Jack, is like just be appropriate.
Be yourself.
Right? Like if you're in pediatrics or working with young people, then fair enough, bring some age appropriate toys for children, right? But if you're not,
leave them at home.
Why would you bring that? That would be like us building Zoomly. As obviously we're building now, yeah, and us not showcasing an app, right? Like, why would we bring anything? No, we want to show them how amazing and incredible this app is because we're asking them to use an app, right? That would be like me bringing a lollipop, right?
It's like when you go onto a website.
We are never doing lollipops for Zoomly, otherwise I'll never live this down.
It's like when you go onto a website and the website's used AI generated photos.
Yeah. Oh, stock imagery.
Yes.
Can you hear that? That's
like,
literally.
It's just like they've gone onto Microsoft Word and like disability. And it comes these photos and they whack it on their website and it's like, yeah, that's us. No, it ain't.
Also, like, I would also argue that, like, you know, when you're starting out and you don't have any imagery.
Yeah.
Don't use it. Share your story instead.
Exactly right.
Or share your face.
Yep.
You know, like use your personal brand at that point or whatever, right? Like, but if you're going to use a stock image, it needs to be an appropriate platform and that's not on your website, right? And if you don't have the images right now, then just don't use them.
But I think that comes down to the people not understanding personal branding. Like if you, and most support companies, they're run by people that have been in the sector, hopefully, and got some sort of experience. But, you know, some people just don't understand that personal branding. Whereas,
but also, a lot of people, like you said, have come from working in the sector and love the work that they do, but lack business acumen at all.
Absolutely.
Right? And so, it's not that they're trying to do the wrong thing. It's just you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's just going to seek advice from somebody that's done it before you or a coach or a mentor or whatever that can help you and guide you through that first, phase so you don't have fucking egg on your face, right? And everyone's laughing at you because you use stock imagery on your website. You know what I mean?
Like, be yourself, provide yourself rather than providing stock imagery or, your word art, all that sort of stuff. Like, take your time.
Or just own your story.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're to the sector, this is why I got in, I'm Rachel Carey, and the reason why I got into the sector is because I've, worked in it for 10 years and I want to do it differently. Just share that part.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's what I would normally start with at any expo or any conversation. It's kind of like, hey, this is me. This is why I got into the sector. This is why I now work kind of differently. This is me. Either buy me or it's okay. If we're down the line, that's fine.
I love that so much. Is that for you particularly, as a BDM in that space, it's like I've worked in this sector. This is why I love working in this sector, and this is why I chose to work for an organisation like Care Done Differently. That's why I always say I could talk about Alara and the other businesses that I'm involved with until the cows come home and tell you how amazing we are, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's going to be, of course you think your own business is amazing.
Exactly.
Right? Duh, you know what I mean? It's your fucking baby. It's like saying, I don't love my child.
No.
So, I think that, hearing it either from a participant or an employee or somebody that is connected to your business but it isn't you has far more weight than it does you ever sharing it.
I love a testimonial.
Yeah, let your people share your story, right? Or your customers share your story, because that's where it has this beautiful landing, and that's when people want to buy for you. So I think that's a really good sales pitch, Jack.
Yeah. No, I love when, someone comes up to you and goes, "Oh, I've been told about Care Done Differently. I've been told about your services. I want to be part of your service." Or this support coordinator told me about you, told me to come and see you. Awesome, let's have a chat.
Love that.
And that's where you want to get. You want to get to the point where your services or your brand is known for providing those quality services.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one more question before we wrap up. Is that, how do you get through the front door of, let's call it a support coordinator, or this is the question that we get asked all the time. How do you get through the gatekeeper? How do you get through the door? How do you make that first connection? How do you make them want to talk to you? Please do not tell me take them donuts, because I will also slap you in the face. You know what I mean?
I nearly brought donuts today.
Oh my God. He's so lucky he fucking didn't bring donuts. Oh my God. I want to be like, oh my God. But I thought I liked you, Jack. No, but there's got to be a better way rather than just giving everybody donuts. So tell me, how do you get through the front door?
I'll give you an example. Down in Wollongong, it's seen as a very tight-knit, very closed-off community.
Clickier.
Clicky.
Click little bitches down there.
Yeah.
We love you, Wollongong.
Not one. But I will say that you be yourself and you be 100% authentic. You will see that people want to work with you and collaborate. I think it was back in March or April that I was trolling LinkedIn, as we always do, and looking for sport coordinators, local sport coordinators, and people that I could, gel with and work with. Because my my intentions is long-term work, not just like, hi, I'm here for 5 minutes, see you later. So I linked up with a provider in Wollongong, and I said, hey, look, are you free next week for a coffee? Let's catch up. So, and it only takes one person to say, yep, cool, let's do it. So met up with this lady from sport coordination in Wollongong, and to this day, I reckon we've worked together probably 20 times in 5 months. And that was because of a genuine conversation about life, kids, work, our ups, our downs, how we're winning, where we're losing at, and our struggles. And I guess that's where I can sit down and say to you, look, these are my staff. I've got amazing staff. We handpick our staff because we know what we want. And I know what our participants want. And then it's connecting with you on a personal basis rather than a professional basis. So I can send you an email with our flyer in it. Hey, we service blah, blah, blah.
We have
capacity, which everyone says and everyone hates. Because
but yet everyone does it anyway.
Everyone does it anyway. But it's like...
I reckon we're going to lead with, we are fully booked.
Attention, fully booked. But because I connect with her on a personal basis, that work relationship is so much deeper than say, here's my flyer. I've got capacity. I can service blah, blah, blah region. Have you got work for me?
Yeah.
Like I got an email the other week. Facebook message. This lady on Facebook, she put up there, look, I am looking for sport coordinators local area, blah, 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 to collaborate with. It's like, oh, she's a sport coordinator. I messaged her, hey, we're in blah, blah, blah. Next minute, I'm sitting at home on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock at night. I get a phone call from this woman. Hey, I'm just starting out. Have you got any participants for me? I could have yelled down the phone, like instant red flag, right? But also, how the hell did you get my number at 8 o'clock at night? Why are you ringing me asking for participants?
Yeah.
So
at 8 o'clock at night.
At 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And so I just said to her, I said, look, the way you're going around your business is so wrong. Like you need to, if you're looking for participants, there's networking events, there's community events that you can go to. But it comes back to the fact that personal approach to a abrupt approach where you're literally asking for participants. If you're gonna spend that time to make that relationship and form that relationship with somebody, then you foster that relationship. That's gonna be so much more better off for you in your future than it is going, hey, got a participant for me?
Great advice. I love that so much. I think that there's obviously so many ways to get through the door, but you're spot on in the fact that just lead with meaningful connection.
Absolutely.
In a human-led, industry.
Lead with yourself.
Yeah. And just be a good human, right? And actually genuinely wanting to get to know the people that you're going to potentially do business with should be a great start.
That's why I love a meet and greet. If I'm signing a new participant, I will always jump at the chance to do a meet and greet because then I can meet the participant, I can meet their carer or their parents, whoever it may be, and I can then assign my staff that I know are going to be good fits because a lot of people are asking for personal bios now for staff. So I'm going, okay, I need all my staff bios. And I've got them on my computer and they'll be like, okay, what are they looking for? And they'll give me a rundown of what they're looking for and I'll send them 4 or 5 bios. And they'll choose, then we do a meet and greet with that staff and that participant.
Love that so much. It's been a treat, Jack. Do you want to leave our audience with anything else to finish this or wrap this up?
Look, I think if you can be your authentic self in this sector, you will go so much further than someone that's trying to be something they're not.
Amazing. Just do you, people.
Absolutely, do you.
Peace, rock and roll. I've had one cherry at fucking 10 o'clock in the morning.
Your work day's going to be really good.
I know. I'm going home now. It's been real. So Caffeine Connections,
Yes.
we got a big year for 2026 because I'm going to make sure we stay close and I'm going to make sure I hold you accountable to watch this turn into an amazing, flourishing business. So you kick off again in February?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to go mid-Feb.
Amazing.
That we kick off and then I've got an idea for a little event end of January.
Yeah, nice.
But we'll
Next
see
year
how
we'll
that
do a
goes.
Christmas party, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. How do people find out more about Caffeine Connections?
So obviously LinkedIn, if you've got LinkedIn, jump on there. But also caffeine.connections on Instagram. Follow me along there and yeah.
Follow me on
Come along
Instagram.
for
I
the
promise
fun.
you'll have a website next year. We'll let you know in the bio what the domain name is because I'm going to go make him buy it right now. All right. Thanks very much, Jack. It's been
Thank you
great.
for having me on.
Thank you.